don't know what that's gonna look like, but hi! Oh no, I'm so pale. I'm Eirelyn. Welcome to the first reading vlog of 2025. I don't know what my hair's doing. I look so pale. Let's switch locations. We're now in the new location, aka my reading chair, where I will probably be updating you for the rest of this video, so get used to this angle. As I said, my name is Eirelyn. Welcome to my channel if you are new. Hello. I do reading vlogs and lifestyle content, but today we are reading The Grimoire of Grave Fates by Hannah Elcaf and Margaret Owen. Well, this was created by, because it was actually written by 18 different authors. I'm so excited. I've had this book on my shelf since the end of 2023 because I read books in the order that I get them. Why do I do this, you may ask? Make sure I read all the books, is basically to sum it up, because I know I wouldn't if I didn't read in order. But I'm so excited for this one. I've been like patiently waiting. I've known that I wanted to make a video on it, so here we are. But before I tell you the plot of this book and how this video is going to be structured, I want to make it known that this is going to be spoiler free. I will not be spoiling anything. I will be talking about like the writing, my feelings, my thoughts, without spoiling what's going on in this book. You get it? So let's read the synopsis, and then I'll tell you how this video is going to be structured. Crack open your spellbook and enter the world of the illustrious Gallio Academy for the Extraordinary. A prestigious school for young sorcerers, the Gallio Academy has recently undergone a comprehensive overhaul, reinventing itself as a roaming academy in which students of all cultures and identities are celebrated. In this new Gallio, every pupil is welcome, but some people aren't so happy with the recent changes. That includes everyone's least favorite professor, Septimus Dropwort, a stoogey old man known for his harsh rules and harsher punishments. But when the professor's body is discovered on the school grounds, under mysterious circumstances, the Academy's students must solve the murder themselves before the lens of suspicion turns on them. Told from 18 diverse perspectives, with chapters written by 18 best-selling, critically acclaimed authors, The Grimoire of Grave Fates follows Gallio's best and brightest young sorcerers as they race to discover the truth behind Dropwort's mystifying death. Each of them is confident that only they have the skills needed to untangle the web of secrets hidden within Gallio's halls, but they're about to discover that even for straight-A students, magic doesn't always play by the rules. This is going to be amazing. I am so excited. And now, how I'm structuring this is because if I go to the copyright page, it shows the sections that each author wrote. So when I finish a chapter about that a specific author wrote, I will then share with all of you my thoughts on that author and that specific chapter, because there's going to be different writing styles. And this is what I have wanted from any book that is written by multiple authors to begin with. Tell me who wrote what, because then I can be like, I like this writing more. Let me read it. And I checked all the names last night. I believe I've only read 2 of these authors' books before, so I kind of know the vibe, the style, and I'm very excited to see and learn new authors' writing styles and get to know them. And the format of this book just seems so exciting, and I'm just so like, there's a map. Look how stunning this map is. Look at that. I'm so excited to dive on in and to talk about it with all of you in a non-spoilery way, because I'm trying something new this year. Let's take the dust jacket off. Ooh, there's a sword. This is thick. I was hoping for a bit prettier, but it's okay. Goodbye, dust jacket. I just finished the first chapter, as I would call it. That is what I read. And it was really good. So, it seems that between each chapter there is a little section that provides evidence of the crime. Excuse me. So, like the first thing you read was evidence, and then it was like informational pamphlet collected near the crime scene. So before the next part that I read, there's another part of that. So I haven't read that yet because I feel like that's connected to the next chapter, if anything. So our first character that we met was Wren Williamson. They're 16, and their magic is really cool. I think that it was a perfect way to start the book with a character that can like see everything, basically. I really hope we get to see them in other point of views, because I think this is happening throughout one whole night. I'm so intrigued because the world, it's really cool, because I don't want to give away too much information, but the world building that is happening so far with the school is really interesting. There's gargoyles that can speak, but only Wren can kind of hear them. And the school moves, and it docks, and it goes to different places, which I think is really cool and interesting. And each house that everybody is under is like a tarot card named after. So you're either in the swords, coins, arcana, wands, or cups tower. That's like where you live under, and each one you live under has a different area of study. So I think we'll see more of that. Just this author's little part of the story. I think it was very well written. I've read books by her before. I was very confused through a bit of them, is what I'm gonna say. But she writes mystery books, I believe. Yeah, she writes mainly mystery books, so it was cool to see a fantasy aspect from her. I've at least only read 2 of their books, so I really enjoyed also that the first character uses they them pronouns, and I think it was written very beautifully in that way. And I'm very excited to move on to the next little chapter section and see what else information I can uncover. I just finished the next chapter, and it was a lot faster than the other one. I mean, that's who it was by. It didn't give me a lot of insight into the author themselves and the types of books that they write, because it was just a like transcribe report. Like, it was all written in being like DS, LB, DS, BRM, and then the dialogue that they said as if it was recorded on a tape recorder. So I don't assume that all this author's books are written like that, but it is cool. I got the vibes. To me, this chapter was more to introduce the faculty of the school now that the body has been found and the faculty is aware of what happened. I do not entirely trust, what was his name? Diego? I do not trust Diego. He's got some secrets. He's hiding some stuff. And also there seems to be a drug called abracadabra, which I just think is hilarious. Like, do you smoke it? Like, what, is it a pill? Like, what is this drug? And how does it work? I need more information on that. And yes, so I'm already 64 pages in, which, not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but already 2 authors down. And I can't really talk much on the author for that one because there wasn't much. I enjoyed the chapter. It gave me more insight to the teachers and the vice principals in that. And it also gave more insight as to what Dropwort was up to. Being all sneaky. Still sussing things out. I have no idea who it could be. Because they were docked. So if somebody had come out that wasn't at the school, then my theory as of now is it's the principal. I won't be telling you who it is, because no spoilers. I'm gonna read the next section now. that was the chapter that I just finished. And I really liked that author's writing style. It was so easy to understand. I was enticed the whole time. There's like a whole new magic system, again, introduced with how this character's magic specifically works. They can like decipher things through fire and incense and smoke, and I just think that's really cool. I really enjoyed this chapter. And there's a prophecy. There seems to be a prophecy. I'm so intrigued. But yes. I'm going to now shovel. Because it's snowing a lot. Okay, so I just finished this chapter of Taya, written by Darcy Little Badger. Never read any books by her. I would say it was a really good chapter. The paragraphs were very large and scary at first, but then it was very easy to read, which I enjoyed. And we have so much more information. We got more knowledge about Dropwort and his life. I have a theory. I don't know if that theory is correct, but I have a theory. I don't want to say too much about my theory because I don't want to spoil anything. But this chapter introduced a whole different magic type, and the only way I can think of describing this to any of you is it almost feels like Monster High, but with magic. So you know how there would be the specific, like there's the vampires and the werewolves and the ghouls and the zombies and the, you know? There's like that, but with magic. I don't know how to describe that though. It feels like Monster High, because this character, Taya, her magic, which I don't think is a spoiler because it's really cool, it was like art-based. So use her magic through stitching patches. So if she had like cherry bombs, she then could hit the patch and then have cherry bombs. That's really cool. The magic system in the book I am enjoying a lot. My main thing is it has to be a character we've already been introduced to or going to get introduced to, because it would make sense for it to be one of the 18 characters. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. No. Cats. Just finished this chapter. Once again, I haven't read any books by this author, but that's okay. I really did enjoy that chapter. Probably not my favorite writing so far, but it was very, you knew the character and you knew the way that the character spoke, and that was very nice. I don't want to pronounce the character wrong, the name. Her magic is really cool. She could like feel the magic in the earth, I guess, if that makes sense. I enjoyed the chapter and it helped push the plot along. And that's really all I can say for that without spoiling anything. It gave more answers to things. I don't know if I enjoyed that chapter as much as other ones. It's been a few days since I fully read, and I just finished that chapter. I've never read by this author before. Her writing was, I think it's a her. I think her writing was good, just maybe not suited for me. I think this chapter also didn't really get us farther in the story, because this character was kind of backwards on things. Like they didn't know everything that was going on. I'm slightly getting through but I don't think I enjoyed that chapter as much as I enjoyed the other ones. That was a decently long chapter. I, once again, have not read any books by that author. I enjoyed the writing. I think in terms of interest in the chapter, it added more to the magical creature aspect of the world, since that seems very important to the mystery itself. And then there's some romance potentially brewing. Some little sad romances, which is pretty fun. And then something else happened. Oh, we got a bit more information about who might be behind some things. So, like, I've got theories up in my notes. I finished another chapter. This one I did enjoy a lot. It was very, very short, but it added so much more to the plot. And I did enjoy the writing. I haven't read anything from this writer. She seems to write... A lot of these authors seem to write middle grade, which I wasn't expecting. But I did enjoy it a lot. And it gave... It's fun because it talked a bit about climate change and the effects that having a magical world with also the real world could affect, and how the world's heating up, which I thought was cool. Also, I moved around my room, if you haven't been able to notice yet. Oh, there's a hawk. You'll probably see more of the movement in future videos or this video. I'm not gonna like do a whole tour, but I moved around my room. So, but now I'm going on to the next chapter. But that one was good. I have theories, I have ideas, and I don't want to spoil so much because I'm trying not to spoil. But I got theories. I think there's a lot going on. Clearly, I think Dropwort has stolen something that wasn't his, and he was supposed to hand it off to somebody else. I don't know if a higher up or a student is the one to have killed him, though. You know, that is where I'm kind of at with I don't know, but we will see. This chapter was something I was not prepared for. I really enjoyed the writing. Haven't, once again, read a book by this author. I would be interested in reading a book by this author, though, because I am so intrigued. I feel like my theories might be right. Just a tiny bit. It's a really good chapter. Okay, pieces are connecting, things are making a lot more sense. In terms of if I've read a book by this author, no, but one of the books is on my list for this year, and it's right there. And I think I plan to do a reading vlog on it, actually. But that was a really good chapter, and it gave us more information, and it kind of answers some questions, but I don't know what it means. Like, I think I have a theory. I don't want to share my theory in case I'm right, and then it spoils everything, because if I then go, I was right, then you kind of know. But I got a theory. I have a theory, and I think it's going to happen. I've got this much left, and it was really good, and it's just such a good book so far. I really don't know what else to say. Like, each author has such a unique voice for the character that they're writing for. This chapter specifically was really, really good, and I liked the style of writing. I really enjoyed clear image I have of this character in my head of who this person is. Like, she's there, and I see her in my brain. So, I'm very excited, and I'm gonna keep reading. Once again, have not read books by this author. What can I say? I would be interested, though, in reading books by this author, because I really enjoyed the writing. I really enjoyed that chapter, as I seem to be doing with all the other chapters that I'm reading. So, that one was really cool magic-wise. The character had, like, his magic, if he sang a song, then lyrics attributed to what spell he was casting. At least that's what I gathered of it, which I thought was very cool and very fun. The magic system is so
full of life and interest and something you didn't think could be magic or part of the magic and how it works is. There's dance, there's art, there's song now, and I never would have even thought that that could exist in the same world as like simply having fire magic or being able to make it snow. Like that's just so cool. I'm going to read this chapter. I don't want to. I am tired and I don't want to overread and not be able to give the chapters the attention that they deserve. I don't know why I've started every clip where I'm just like... Anyway, finished that chapter. It was very good. It has more information. It was leading in the direction I assumed it was going to be leading, just with how everything was leading up to it. Anyway, I don't think the person that the book is making you think is the suspect is actually the person who did it, because there's still so many things. I do think that it's either somebody in the faculty or one of the students. I don't know which, but that's where my theories are currently at. I have my suspicions, and the person they're currently talking about is, in any of the notes, is referred to suspect 3, so there's clearly a suspect 1 and 2, whatever those would be. I hope it all gets explained, though, with what everything is. Like, we have some answers, but I want timeline. I want to know exactly everything that happens. Okay, I think I have been right since the very beginning. I think I know who done it. And if I have been right since the very beginning, do I have any reason why I think it's this person? Not really. They just seem suspicious. They just seem sneaky and spooky, I suppose. Oh, what are you doing? Cat is moving around. I also have not read any books by this author. It's okay. But oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. Holy cow. I think I'm right. I think I'm right. I think I'm right. Is all I can say without spoiling anything. But that was a good chapter. It kind of confuses things a little bit, but I still think that I'm right. We are nearing the end. We are so close. I still think it's the person that I think it is. I don't know how it's going to be that person. There's really not a lot of information that is pointing towards this person. It's just who I think it is. Just a sneaking suspicion based off of very early information that doesn't really make sense. But this chapter was very good. I, once again, have not read anything by this author, but it's fine. The magic in this chapter was really cool because this character used chalk to write math equations to do his magic. And then even the backstory to his character's birth was really, really cool. And I like the idea of it. And the thing that I wish with this book, though, is you can't discover more about the characters once their chapter is done. Like, it's done. They've served their purpose for the book. But it makes me want to know more. Like, I want to know more about this character and what they could do and what they could be. I think based off of... How many more chapters do I have left? 1, 2, 3. I have 4 more chapters left. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna read those. And my cat wants out of my room. So I'm gonna let him out of my room. That was a very fun chapter. I've read this author before. She wrote one of my favorite books that I read last year. And that was so good. I really like that. And the development of this story. Each chapter builds upon itself in such a good way that continuously makes you intrigued. Because now, we're about to go to a character that was not in the scene that just occurred. That's so interesting. Because, yeah, my suspicion still feels correct. I really don't want to spoil anything or say anything, like, too much. But it's really good. Like, it's really good. The wholeness of each character is amazing. You get to, like, see a glimpse into somebody's world. And it's really fun. It's really fun. This chapter has just reinstated what I already believe to be true, what I already think is happening. But I still am confused. I think I understand, but I don't understand, like, the motive, the why, if it is this person that I think it is. That was a good chapter, though. I don't know if it was my favorite writing style throughout the whole book. I found it drawed on a bit more, like it dragged, if anything, but I think I only have 2 chapters left. Let us finish this thing. I was rightish. I still have a whole other chapter to read, so information may change. But, like, we have our answer. Kind of. Still a little confused, but I was kind of right. I clearly followed the clues that it wanted me to follow, but not fully, I guess. I don't know who this person is at all. Like, this person's name has not been mentioned throughout the whole book, so we're gonna figure it out. But I was right. Kind of. That was a good chapter. It introduced more intrigue to the world that all these authors created. But I will say the ending fell kind of flat, strictly because you have, like, the reveal of what happened. I was kind of wrong, but I was right slightly. But you have the reveal, and then it's just kind of done. You don't really have any character being like, that was crazy, in, like, most mysteries where there's, like, a resolve. I think the message throughout the entire book about acceptance and harmony and peace and no judgment is a very good message to currently have in the state of the world. But the ending just felt slightest bit flat, only because it was wrapped up, and it was wrapped up nicely, but I still have, like, a few questions. Like, just a tiny bit of questions. Like, I don't really, like, the person who I thought it was is kind of a part of it, like, tiny, but I don't really understand why. Like, unless I missed something in what I read, but it didn't really explain why they were a part of it, like, why they even had their actions in the first place. That's my only little gripe with this entire book. And for that, I'm giving it a 4.5 stars. It's not a 5, because there's still some things that I think could have, like, brought it all together a little bit more. But it was a really, really good book, and it was really unique and different to anything I've ever read before. And I suggest it to anybody, because it can introduce you to new authors. It's just the most, like, diverse book I've probably ever read, because of all the authors and each author's unique perspectives on storytelling and life themselves. I think the magic system was very, very intriguing and interesting. And if there ever, like, say this ever became a movie or a show where it was adapted and it could be all put about, I think there would be a lot of potential to expand upon the world that all of these authors created together, because it is very beautiful and very, very, like, It's very colorful and rich, and it's very fun. Like, I would love to have magic to do with my art, that I could just like paint a little painting and then like smack it and then boom, here's a spell. Like, that would be so fun. And it like goes with everybody's interests. And ooh, I think like with certain characters I want more. Like, I wanted more of their information and who they were. Ooh, yeah, it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I hope you all enjoyed this video of me talking and trying not to spoil things. I tried really hard. Don't know if it will pay off well. We'll see. We'll see. But thank you for watching. If you check out this book or have read it, please let me know your thoughts down below. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok, which are both Eirelyn the writer. I think my story graph is Eirelynbird, if you want to follow it. That's usually where I put all my reviews and stuff. And then I post stuff on Instagram and TikTok. And then my YouTube, obviously. But yeah, it was good. It was good. But there was like a few things I would just tweak and change, so that's why it's a 4.5. Because I created a little rating guide for myself because I got stressed. And 4.5 is loved it, few notes. And I think that sums up how I'm feeling. Like, few notes, but loved it. Because 5.5 stars is no notes, loved it, amazing vibes and story. It's there, but I got a few notes. So, we're at 4.5. And that is where we're at. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day. Goodbye.